In less than 100 hours, I'll be giving a speech at my father's retirement ceremony. But right now, I'm yet to come up with a speech. Anyways, we'll come back to that later. Let's first travel to Lagos. We took off as early as possible, but when we got to the park, we realized that unlike the last time, someone already paid for the front seat a day before. Weird, right? But if you want to understand why we're in the front seat I just talked about, then you want to pause this next scene. Now that you're back, the journey unlike the last one was a fast one because we entered a vehicle that runs on gas thanks to the initiative by the president and a skillful driver. But minutes later before getting to Lagos, something annoying happened. Apparently a police vehicle and seconds later someone who doesn't know how to drive splashed, wait for it, dirty, muddy and smelly water on our vehicle. And sadly for me and my brother who were sitting at the front seat, we got most of the debt. But after everything that happened, we finally got to Lagos. Wait, what's this? I'm guessing this is what your plate number says. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get 1 million subscribers before 2026. It's possible if you subscribe, so please do so. Now back to the video. Now before we continue, I'm in Lagos to celebrate 3 things: my father's retirement ceremony, his birthday, and my parents' wedding anniversary. Now to the next day, Sunday. Come on, everybody. Now you look, no one showing. Huh? You're not showing up, no sure. Not showing. In water. Okay, that's funny, but the next thing I'm about to say is not funny because at this point I've not written anything on my script. That's weird, right? Anyways, Monday was filled with more preparations, and in a blink, not a blink actually, because we did a lot of things, the D-Day finally came. My father was finally going to retire from being a civil servant, dedicating 35 years of his life to civil service. We wish you many happy returns on the day. Long If you're worried about my scripts, don't worry. At this point, it was ready. Just a few tweakings that remained. Now, after hours of preparation, we took off, and an hour later or more, we finally got to the venue. So guys, we're currently at the venue for the retirement ceremony. As you can see in the background, that's the banner. It's banner of ours, his love. Sorry, that was a joke. So right about now, people are inside actually getting ready for the event, and we came early than. Wait, I don't think we came early. We went to come early, but the journey was a 1-hour journey. It was tiring. I wanted to sleep at the point in time, but we're here basically now, and in some minutes, I think so, we will be ready to go. After an hour or more, the program started, and guess who was on the program? Your boy Japage. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. No one's there, so but thank you very much. Anyways, after many more presentations and many more agendas were ticked off the list, it was time for my speech.
Permit me to start my speech with some statistics, since I'm here to celebrate a statistician. Statistically, it takes the great sequoia trees around 35 years to reach maturity, and they can live for up to 3,000 years. But today is not the day for a quick science lesson, and owing to the fact that I'm here to celebrate a statistician, let's continue with more statistics. I'm celebrating a man who has dedicated 35 years of his life to his career, but 60 years of his life to being an amazing person first, then a father, provider, and caregiver. Today we are surrounded by people from different walks of life who have come to celebrate a retiring civil servant. But where they see a teacher, I see my tutor. Where they see a mathematician, I see my mentor. I see the true definition of selflessness and an embodiment of love in you both, Dad and Mom. Every man needs a helpmate to help achieve God's agenda for marriage. And Mom, you've been amazing at achieving this heavenly purpose. As rightly said by Maria Montessori, the greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, the children are now walking as if I did not exist. So that every single person gathered here today is enough proof to prove that it's not just been 35 years of walking through the 4 corners of a classroom, but as Carl Meniger said, what the teacher is more important than what he teaches. So I'm celebrating not just a teacher, but my father. They say that a teacher's reward is in heaven, but heaven knows that that reward begins right here on earth. Now, I would like to talk in mathematical terms that only a mathematician would understand. Dad and Mom, you've taught us that if we subtract our worries from life and add up our blessings, there will be a multiplication. When life appears to be mean to us, our mode of approaching the situation determines its deviation or continuity. The simplification of life is based on various indices. 1, understanding its algorithm. Number 2, the factorization of the factors that sum up to this plane called life. You've shown that the probability of achieving greatness is dependent on the constant application of the equal formula to the equation. Parents are not just there to pay rents, but are pillars, and I'm celebrating parents who demand nothing else from their children than to see them grow and improve. That ticks more than the box of being a mathematician. Mom is more than a mother. Daddy, today you retire, but like a tire on a car, your impact will keep on moving. You've served as a civil servant, and the biblical statement that goes thus: a laborer is worthy of his reward. Now adorns you like an attire. Like mathematics, Dad and Mom, you've shown that there is no problem without a solution. All we need is the right formula and to duly follow the due process. So cheers to a father who stood as a better fighter against the challenges of life. I'm not talking Mayweather. Whether in little or plenty, here is a man like Apostle Paul who has learned how to abase and abound. Cheers to a mother who has stayed by the side of her husband through the hurdles and troubles of life. You've been amazing parents, and if I didn't know a single thing about parenting, then watching you both for 30 years is enough exposure for me. Dad, this day celebrates every day that you've walked through every classroom, every child you've taught, every single life you've impacted. Cheers to 35 years of shaping and nurturing minds, 35 years of impacting lives, 35 years of breeding the next generation of change makers. Dad and Mom, thanks for all these years of being true parents, of being providers and caregivers. Happy birthday and retirement, Dad, and happy 1 year anniversary, Dad.
The sheer joy my parents shared in this moment was enough proof to me that my journey was actually worth it. But then this video is not about me. Everything that's happened so far has brought us to this exact moment. My dad was officially a retired civil servant. But then I realized that he retired, but not the impact he left behind. As I've said on this channel before, life is not about the number of people you've met, but the number of people your impact has met. I mean, the students didn't want my father to go, and we as children were made to feel like celebrities because they were literally saying, "Can I snap with you? Can I snap with you?" And the boys couldn't reject the offer. I mean, free pictures. Now, the program overall was a huge success. Seeing my father retire from 35 years of dedicated service to the civil service was indeed fulfilling. I mean, having the opportunity to celebrate my parents' anniversary was indeed something that made me glad and really excited. And if I have a takeaway for this video, it would definitely be that dedicating years of your life to something is indeed something to desire. I mean, as a YouTuber, I've dedicated 5 years of my life to this channel, just posting content. Although I was not consistent sometimes, but at the same time, dedicating a long time to this channel has been amazing, despite the challenges, the struggles, and everything that has come along the way. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. And I promise you, you don't want to definitely miss our next upload. Is unlike what you've ever seen on the channel. I'm not trying to hype it, but when you see it, you understand what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.